Hey everybody, it's Joe Flash here, and today, well, it's Monday, so we're 2 days removed, well, technically 1 day removed from Harmonycon event. As some of you may know, that Harmonycon happened just recently from February 2nd through the 4th, from Friday through Sunday, so we're just 1 day removed from the event officially coming to an end. For me, however, I'm 2 days removed because me and my best friend Alex, we went to Harmonycon again this year together, but we only attended 1 day, which was Saturday, so for us, we're 2 days removed from the event, and it's still hard to believe it's been about 2 days now since the event. I can just remember, literally, it just still feels like it's yesterday, and I can only imagine as the days go by on, maybe even months later, it's still going to feel like yesterday, just like last year's Harmonycon. I can still remember even last year's Harmonycon like it was yesterday, too, especially how excited I was then. I was excited for this year as well, because literally last week, almost all week long, because it was getting closer for the event, I will admit to you, I was having trouble sleeping. Literally every night I tried to go to bed early, and I just kept waking up in the middle of the night, even woke up in the mornings. My sleeping schedule was just getting all weird. I've always had a weird sleeping schedule, but it was just changing all of a sudden throughout the whole week last week because of just how closer it was getting towards Harmonycon again. But now that the event's out of the way, my sleeping has kind of went back to the way it used to be, where I'm waking up in the afternoon, so I wake up at 12 or sometimes even 1. Sometimes 11, those are my usual wake up routines because I usually stay up pretty late at night. I don't wake up till the afternoon, so I'm back to my usual sort of sleeping schedule. But anyway, that's not what's important here. So today I'm here to recap everything on what happened at Harmonycon this year. So it was another exciting event. I had a great time as well. It sure went by pretty fast, though, because I do admit this year's Harmonycon kind of felt like it went by a lot more faster than last year's, but I still had a great time. So I'm going to recap with you all the events and panels that my best friend Alex and I attended, as well as also providing you with all the pictures that I took as well, because I took a lot more pictures at this year's Harmonycon than last year's. Alex even took a few pictures as well, which he sent to me that I'm going to also be sharing. So at the end of this video, I will be doing a little slideshow showcasing all of the photos that I took, as well as the photos that even Alex took, like photos that both me and him took together, as well as some that I took by myself with some of the people. So it was a mixture of bronies and cosplayers. You'll get the rest of it. You'll see everything towards the end of the video. But anyway, so before we do, let's just go ahead. I would explain the pictures like I did last year, but because there were so many I took, I'm not going to be able to remember and explain them all. So I'm just going to think it'd be for the best that I just showcase it to you all, just like I did last year when I went to Dallas Fan Expo. I made the vlog the day after I went to Expo, and then I just showcased all the photos I took that way. So I'm going to do it that way like I did. So like I said, first we're going to go through all the panels and events that me and Alex took. I have the Harmonycon schedule he sent to me on Instagram right here. I'm borrowing my mom's phone for this because I obviously can't pull it up on my phone because I'm recording with it. So basically, it started off good. So I woke up at 8 in the morning before the alarm went off because, actually I woke up at 7, but I had the alarm set for 8 in the morning because Alex was going to pick me up sometime around 9 o'clock, so I had the alarm set for 8, but because I was so excited, I ended up waking up at 7. And I admit, I didn't even get enough sleep then either. I don't even know what time I even went to bed. I think I was up 4 or 5, something. I don't even know. I went to bed early, but then once I woke up, I just could not go back to sleep. I just really did not sleep that day, Saturday, when we went. But anyway, so as we said, he picked me up sometime around 9. We got some breakfast. I already had breakfast at home, so I wasn't hungry. And after that, then we went to the event, the Harmonycon event, and once we got in the building, I was a little bit nervous. I do admit I was a little nervous, which I don't know why, because I wasn't even nervous at last year's event, but interesting, though. So the first event that we attended was an event that happened around 11:45 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., or maybe it was longer than that, I don't know, but we got out at 12:30 p.m. But anyway, it was a panel in the Cumberland G Room, which was SFM and Gmod Ponies 101. So basically, the host was a.k.a. Films, who was someone that we wanted to meet at last year's Harmonycon, but we didn't have enough time to, but we got to this year. He hosted the event. He had 3 other people with him. One of them was the Inverted Shadow, who I remember that made the video Fluttershy's Mansion, which is a great, scary video. Just talked about the SFM difference between SFM and Gmod ponies, because the animations are a bit similar because they're 3D animated. But with a.k.a. Films, Inverted Shadow, and the 2 other people we had with him, they provided details on the differences and how they work and all that, which is a good sign for us because I thought this would be a good way for me and Alex to learn about this in case if we do decide to use 3D animated versions of the Equestria Girls in our series where we'll meet the Equestria Girls, because we talked about maybe thinking about doing that in the future. So this will help for us to be able to learn a little bit about how they work and all that kind of stuff and what we need to do. So hopefully we took a bit of some evidence notice here. Hopefully maybe Alex did take a few pictures and maybe caught some stuff here, because mainly he's the one that's in charge of that stuff while I'm just usually in charge of the script. I mean, I would be able to do it because I do have a computer that one of my friends got for me for Christmas one year, but I don't have internet for it, so I can't use it just yet, which is why Alex is still doing all the work. But anyway, after that was over, at 12:30, there was another event that was happening from 12:30 to 1:30, which was just an hour long, and it was in the main event room, which was the event that I was most excited for. This was the highlight event, in my opinion, for this year's Harmonycon, which was the My Little Millionaire show, hosted by none other than the one and only Bobby Seas. It was a pretty exciting show last year. Had a great time in that one. I really enjoyed My Little Millionaire last year. I was just really excited for this year. Pretty much My Little Millionaire was really the thing I was most excited for at this year's Harmonycon, and boy, oh boy, it just did not disappoint me at all. I mean, it's exciting, so I was just as excited as I was then. It was another great show this year. Heck, when me and Alex were in line, because it was a big, big line, because this show is very, very popular, a lot of people were wanting to see it. We were waiting in line, and we were getting closer to the door and all that, and Bobby was actually, like, walking around. I think he was just checking to make sure all the guests were good in the line. We actually got to at least sort of talk to him for just a little bit. You know, he had a little bit of a close interaction with him before he was going to get on the stage and host the show. And it was pretty awesome. And one of the most exciting parts about it, if I can remember if I put a picture down below, because even though I could just put a picture of it at the end of the video, but this was a picture that Alex took, and I just only wanted to use this as a picture for evidence to prove it. But one of my questions that I submitted to the My Little Millionaire show actually ended up on the board. I submitted like 5 or 6 questions, and one of them actually made it. It was in round 2 with the second contestant, who ended up actually losing to my question. Like, my question that was the second to last before the millionth question, the contestant that was playing in round 2, unfortunately, lost to my question. But yeah, that was really shocking. Like, I was so shocked when my question ended up on the board, because I submitted like 5 or 6 of them, as I said, and I was really wondering if any of them was going to end up on the board, and it looked like all hope was lost until I was like, that question just came up, and like when it gets ready, like when it tells you the price of the next question, you know, it does tell you if it's a fan submitted question, and if you do put your name in to tell you who you are, you know, your name will pop up. And as soon as I saw my name, I just went up, I just got crazy. I was like, that's me, and Bobby saw me. I was like, oh, he's here, and I got to have a little moment of just like showboating, you know. I was just excited. And my question, as I said, ended up getting the contestant eliminated, so yeah, he lost. But that's okay, you know. I mean, at least I came up with a good question. I mean, once you see the question in the picture, you know, or if you've already seen the picture of the question that I submitted, at least you got to give me credit. That's pretty good question, you know, because I'm not even into Generation 5, you know, and I just had to come up with something, because a lot of my questions I submitted, I feel like weren't really that hard of questions. So I was like, I didn't even think that was the hardest question I even submitted either, but I was surprised. You know what? I can see that why that's like up there as a second to last question, because not everybody watches Generation 5, so it's kind of actually, you know what, not a bad one for like a second to last question, especially with the question being. So yeah, if you guys want to know what the question is, if you've already saw the picture, then you know. But anyway, it was another great event. It was good. Even the round 1 contestant was pretty good as well. Another thing that unfortunately became a highlight for the wrong reasons of the show was a cursed image of Izzy Moonhow, which I don't know if I will put it. I think I will put it. Yeah, I'll put it in the. I think I already just put the picture in, but yeah, I'll put the picture in as well. It was a cursed image of Izzy. Like, I don't remember what question it was or what the answer was, because I didn't even pay attention to it because I was so disturbed by it. It was a photoshopped image of Izzy Moonhow from Generation 5, My Little Pony, Make Your Mark. And it was so disturbing. Like, luckily Bobby did warn all of us in the crowd before the picture came up, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god! Like, you know, I got scared. Like, I was terrified. Like, I had my hands above my face, and I was bent over in my chair, and Alex had to pat me on the back. Like, he had to comfort me. Like, I was legit terrified. And it's so crazy that I was scared of it then, but then the next day, which was yesterday after the event was over, after my day at Harmonycon was over, I tweeted about it on Twitter/X about the event on what being one of my highlights, and I mentioned about how one of the 2 reasons why My Little Millionaire was the highlight was because one of them was because of the Izzy image. And Bobby quickly actually saw my tweet to my surprise and responded with the picture of Izzy. And when I saw it again, it actually wasn't that scary as it was then. I don't know why I was scared of it beforehand when it was on the show, and then now I only see it now, and it's not as scary to me now. And some people might not even find it scary. My friend Anna, who voices Fluttershy in our series Where We'll Meet the Question Girls, didn't find it scary when I showed it on Instagram, so I don't know. There's just some different things that people get scared of. We all get scared of different stuff, you know. We might find some things that are scarier than others, and some people don't, but, you know. But it's still a disturbing image is all I can at least say, though. But it was funny. I did reply to Bobby say how it wasn't as scary, and he liked my comment. And then the person who actually lost to my question even ended up posting about a little GIF, you know, like GIF or whatever it's called, you know. Excuse me, I had to hiccup. Posted about how he said, like, congratulations, like, Flash Century is no longer the, like, I don't know, something like that. But basically at the end of it, he's like, curse you, Brad Garrett, because basically he, in the question, you know, the answer to my question was Martin Roach, but he chose Brad Garrett as the answer choice, and it was wrong. But although I wasn't mad at him about it, like, after the show was over, I actually got to talk to that contestant. I told him, you know what, I'm not even mad that you chose Brad Garrett as the answer choice, even though it wasn't the correct answer, because for me, I personally would have actually loved to see Brad Garrett actually voice Spike the Dragon in the Generation 5 My Little Pony when Spike returned. I actually would have thought that, because when I was making up that question, I was, like, trying to think about who else I wanted to include, and I was, like, thinking, you know what? What if Brad Garrett was the one who voiced Spike instead? I think I'd actually rather see that. So I thought, you know what? Let's put him as an answer choice for one of the wrong answers. And then the other ones was Martin Short and Mark Hamill. But it was a good one, though. You have to give me credit. It was a good question. But yeah, it was good. It was a great show. I loved My Little Millionaire. It was a fantastic show. And I do admit that even after when the show was over, like for the next few hours and stuff like that, I did try to attempt to find Bobby because I wanted to get a picture with him after the show, but I didn't find him anymore after the show was over. I don't know if he attended any of the panels or where he was at. He just disappeared for a bit, so, you know, when I kept trying to look around to find him all over the event, I just couldn't find him anymore, so I didn't get a picture with him like I was hoping to this year, but hopefully maybe if me and Alex will attend the event again next year, and if he shows up again, hopefully we'll see, maybe we can catch him this time, you know? At least we got to see him, you know, at least we got to have a close interaction with him when he was up with us for a little while when we were waiting in line to get inside the building, so at least that's the closest we got to him, at least, you know, that was worth it. Anyway, so then the next panel after My Little Millionaire we did, well, the next one didn't start till, it started at 2:15. The thing was that My Little Millionaire was supposed to start at 12:30 to 1:30, but because there was such a huge line of us, you know, people waiting in line to get into the My Little Millionaire main event game show room, it actually started a little bit late, so therefore after it was over, we kind of already missed half of this next panel that Alex and I were going to attend, which was in the Cumberland E room, which was how to make an Alicorn. It was a panel by Lightning Bliss. You know, it was already almost halfway over by the time we went in, but I think we went in at like 2:30, so, you know, we came in at the last 30 minutes to see it and all that kind of stuff. And also, while we took some breaks as well, there was a couple times we took a bit of breaks while we were waiting for some more panels to begin. We found another room in the Cumberland section where there was a video game room, which included like people bringing their gaming consoles like Nintendo Switch and Xbox and stuff, and we took some breaks in there, and I got to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate a couple times by myself, and then even with some other people, and even with Alex. Alex even worked a little bit on more of Episode 2 of We Will Meet the Question Girls while I was playing with other people, so it was pretty cool that they did have a video game room. That was pretty awesome, you know? It was a good way to take breaks for a little while, you know? Anyway, so after that panel with Lightning Bliss, how to make an Alicorn OC Pony character was over, the next panel was at 3 to 4:15. It was the cosplay contest, but it didn't... Yeah, the cosplay contest. I mean, we missed a little bit of it. I missed a little bit of it because I was trying to search for Bobby and all that stuff again because I was really trying to... I was actually really, really not wanting to give up on trying to find Bobby. Like, that was one of the fewest things I was doing the most at Harmonycon, if I have to admit, trying to find Bobby to see if I could get a photo with him, but I missed him. But that's okay. Hopefully next year. But the cosplay contests were... One of our friends named Bug, who voices Twilight Sparkle, entered it as well. There was quite a lot of good cosplays in there as well. It was in the main event room, which was the same room that My Little Millionaire was in. It was a good cosplay. There was some pretty good winners. There was some great costumes as well. And then after that was over, it ended at 4:15. So after that was over, we had almost nearly a whole hour to wait for the next event to start. So we went into the video game room for a bit, me and Alex, and we waited till like close to 5 o'clock to then wait for the next event next panel that we wanted to do begin, which was in the Pegasus B room, which was MLP in real life, hosted by Joey O. As pretty much most of you guys already know by now, Joey O, who created the Pony Meets World series, and then the sequel to it, Art the Pony, is my idol and inspiration behind me making my own series. He's inspired a lot of people, with his series. It's a very successful series, and it just became like, I really love the series so much. It's one of my favorite series that, he inspired me to do it myself, as well as a couple of other people that did it as well, but mostly Joey. We got to enter his panel, and he just re-showed from what he showed last year, which was the video on how to create, how to make MOP in real life videos, how to do the green screen effects and all that stuff, which was good to see at least once again, and plus he does have a different video similar to it on YouTube as well if you guys want to watch and learn about it. He'll go through everything. We got to see him, and also the same guy that was with him at last year's Harmonycon at his panel, the nameless one. We had a close interaction with him. We had the front row seats, and then after it was over, we got to talk to him, and we showed, me and Alex got to show him a little bit of what we got for episode 2 of Real World Meets Equestria Girls, and he seemed to have liked what we got going. He just gave us a little advice on the lighting part, which is good enough because, hey, Joey's like my idol and inspiration, and it would be kind of cool. Like, imagine if this guy was my mentor, you know what I mean? I was like, this would be so awesome. Like, imagine if Joey O was our mentor for our series because he's the guy that is our inspiration for the series. Like, well, mostly mine because it was my idea to make Real World Meets Equestria Girls, but, it'd be kind of cool. So it'd be pretty interesting to see if that happens, I mean, I don't know if it would, but it'd be cool, But anyway, so after that was over, the next one that began pretty much right after MLP in real life was over happened at 5:30 to 6:30. It was a 1-hour event that was in the Cumberland E room, which was the same one where Lightning Bliss was in, but we missed kind of most of it because I was running around trying to look for Bobby C's once again. I even asked Joey if he knew where he was at, and he said he knew, but turned out he wasn't in there after all. So yeah, we never found Bobby after My Little Millionaire, which is fine, but it's okay, After that, there was What the Ponytail, which was basically like a room full of unfunny jokes of like the host making unfunny jokes of like dubbing over like MLP stuff, like they were dubbing like some of the stuff with what they were saying just to make it hilarious, and it was pretty hilarious, even though we didn't go until 6 o'clock because I spent most of my time trying to find Bobby. We missed most of it. I didn't go until 6 o'clock, so I had 30 minutes left to see it after we went in. But it was so hilarious. It was pretty funny, and I kind of regretted it looking around for Bobby, and I should have been in there too. I was like, man, I should have stopped giving up looking for Bobby, and I should have been in here sooner because this was hilarious. So yeah, I kind of regretted it just a little bit, but it was still funny while it was when I got to go in there at the last few minutes. But anyway, and that pretty much ultimately ended up becoming the last panel that we did. So we only did like 6 panels and events this year. There was 2 more, which would have made 8, but unfortunately we left a little early. Like, the last 2 panels we wanted to do, the one that I was going to check out was Step 2 Harmony's panel, which was at 9:45 p.m. in the main event room, and then Alex wanted to see one called Cracked Memories, which was hosted by Keyframe, which was somebody he was most excited about meeting the most. And yeah, it began at 9:45 p.m. at the same time, and then until 10:45 p.m. in the Cumberland E room. So those are the last 2 events we would have wanted to do, but basically we bumped into Keyframe before that panel even happened. Alex got to meet her, and all that stuff, and then I got to meet the guy, like Joey O and all that kind of stuff, because there was a panel that I would have wanted to stay for, which was him hosting a second panel called Pony Meets World, where he was going to showcase Season 3, Episode 1 of Pony Meets World, which would have not begin until like 11:45 p.m. until 12:45 a.m., which would have been like late at night. It would have been at midnight by the time, but however, there could have been a chance I would have, because Cracked Memory with Keyframe at 9:45 to 10:45 p.m. unfortunately actually got canceled because our friend Bug, who voices Twilight Sparkle once again in Real World Meets Equestria Girls, was going to go in it as well. But it got canceled because Joey, when we were in Joey's panel of MLP in real life, he announced that apparently the Cracked Memory with Keyframe was canceled, and Joey's Pony Meets World panel was going to replace it. So there could have been a chance we still could have, but Alex insisted that we already saw who we were looking for, like Joey, and then he saw what he already found who he was looking for, which was Keyframe. He just insisted we'd go ahead and go home. So sure. So as I said, What the Ponytail ended up becoming the last of panel that we did, and then around like 7 o'clock or something, me and him left. We did find our friend Bug one more time as well, and then we talked to her for a little bit, and then we left the building. So that was pretty much it, and then we just went home. I chilled and went to bed at like, I don't know what time. I think I went to bed early, but was up in the middle of the night, and then I did go back to bed, It's like even when you come home after an event, it's hard for you to sleep because you're trying to recap everything about what you just did, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that was everything that we did. So we just missed 2 panels that we originally wanted to do but didn't. But overall, it was still a fun event. The building was interesting that we were in. It was a different building compared to last year's event, but it was in Dallas. But it was a little more interesting. I kind of thought there was a little bit more room for error in this year's Harmonycon than there was in last year's. You know what I mean? Like more rooms to go around, more walking around, because I kind of spent a lot of it walking around, mainly because I was trying to look for Bobby C's, but didn't get to find him, you know? But it was still exciting, you know? It was just as exciting as last year. It was a pretty good one. I met a lot of good cosplayers and even a lot of bronies as well. I got to talk to quite a few people. And that's about what I'm about to show you guys next, is I'm going to showcase you all the photos that I took as well as Alex took, like pictures that we took together on both my phone and his phone, as well as ones that I took by myself with some other people. So showcasing all of the pictures that I got to take with cosplayers and bronies. So this is about to become a slide. So the next thing you're about to see is a slideshow of all the photos that was taken at this year's Harmonycon by both me and Alex. So I hope you guys enjoy this. There's really not much else left to be said other than that it was just an exciting event. There was a couple people that we got to meet as well. I guess I can tell you some of them, even though I'm going to show you a slideshow of all the bronies and cosplayers that I met, and I will put captions down below because I will edit this in CapCut, and I will put captions to tell you who these people are or what their cosplay is, you know, when I write down about, like, who these people are that I got these pictures with and all that, because I got to provide you with something, right? So, and plus, you know, you may not recognize some of the bronies that I'm about to show you in this slideshow, and you might not even recognize some of the costumes of, like, who these people were dressing up as in these cosplays, so you never know. But anyway, I'm about to go ahead and hit it off right here, guys. I can at least tell you that I met quite a lot of bronies, as I did mention, ACOP Films and Inverted Shadow and Lightning Bliss, Keyframe, Joey O. There was a couple other ones that I do want to mention as well. Like, even though I didn't get to meet Bobby, at least it was cool that I got to have a close interaction with him before his show started, My Little Millionaire. And speaking of which, after My Little Millionaire, however, when we were about to leave the event, we saw that Applegeek was on stage. Yeah, that's right, Applegeek got to be there again. He was there last year. I saw him, but I wasn't quite sure if it was him or not, and because he was standing on the side of, like, in the main event room from last year, because it was a panel which involved, like, the guests of honor, which was Nicole Oliver and a few others. I didn't want to, like, have him misunderstand me thinking I was trying to sneak around in the back, so I just was nervous. I was just like, I better not go up to him because I don't want him to think I'm trying to sneak around the back. But after I posted the vlog from last year's Harmonycon, someone did mention in the comment that it was him, so I kind of felt a little disappointed that I wasn't brave enough to talk to him. But thankfully, he was there this year again, and we saw him like rearranging stuff on the set to get ready for the next panel. And when we saw him, I told Alex, hey, can we get a picture with him real quick? We also wanted to get Bobby as well, but Bobby was already gone by the time. So we asked somebody backstage if they could get Applegeek for us, and he had enough time to come down real quick, and I got a quick picture with him. So you'll see that in the next slide as well. Applegeek's one of my favorite brony YouTubers. Like, I don't know if I have, like, 5 yet at the moment, but I do have talked about, like, in one of my previous vlogs about who my personal favorite bronies are today. Number one is Joey O, because he's the idol of he's my idol and inspiration for my series. You know, his Pony Meets World series is the best. Second would be the Big Rob 729, because he's like my buddy. You know, he discovered me on YouTube when I reacted to his videos in the past, like years ago, and, you know, we started talking and commenting on YouTube, and we became, like, buddies, you know. Still, big shout-outs to Big Rob, as always. You know, he hasn't been on YouTube as of recently because he's been busy at his job, but hopefully he'll come back soon. Third would have to be Applegeek. Like, Applegeek would have to be one of my third favorite, because I'd be checking out his reaction videos every once in a while, especially to, well, not especially, but I'd be checking out, like, different series that he's reacted to, like My Little Pony Meets or Equestria Girls related videos by Hasbro, and even the Friendship is Musical series. I've checked out quite a few different videos from Applegeek's channel before, and I've even rewatched some of them, because his reactions are always great. I really love his reactions to, like, the stuff he checks out. His reactions are relatable, even some of the things he says, just, I was like, I relate to that. In fact, if I must admit, you know, excuse me, sorry, I'm losing my voice here. In fact, if I also do have to admit, when I started doing editing in the CapCut app, and when I started putting captions in some of my videos telling y'all some things, that's actually where I got it from. I got it from Applegeek himself, because Applegeek used to put, like, whenever he had some things he wanted to say or he needed to fix and all that stuff, you know, when he was in the video that he didn't mention in the video, he put, like, lyrics, he put captions on the side of his video to let people know about some extra stuff and any stuff like that. So that's actually where I got it from, like, me putting captions in my video. That's where I got it from, like, when I put, like, little text and everything, that's where I got it from. I actually got it from Applegeek himself, so he kind of inspired me to start doing that, because I thought it was a good idea, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should try this like Applegeek does, because it wouldn't be a bad idea to, like, do this in case if I mess something up or if I forget to say something in the video. So that's where I got it from. Applegeek was kind of the one that inspired me to do the captions thing in the videos. So yeah, shout outs to him as always, man. Apple Geek hasn't been on YouTube in quite some time either, but I still am willing to check out his videos whenever I'm super bored. He's great. He's one of my favorite reactors. As I said, he's my third favorite brony now. Such a fun guy. One of my former favorite top 3 bronies used to be Alexide, who used to be my first favorite years ago, but he hasn't been on YouTube in a long time either, so I don't even know if he even is a brony anymore, because he mentioned in one of his videos, like one of his last few videos he made on his channel, he mentioned that he wasn't a brony anymore, so I don't know if he still is. I remember his little at thing when I tagged in his YouTube channel to when I reacted to his videos in 2020 during the pandemic. I saw that changed and it said MLP Warrior something, so I'm curious to wonder if Alexide may be a brony again or not. It's kind of questionable. I'm like, is this guy a brony again? Because I don't know. Because like I said, he hasn't posted a video on YouTube, I think, since 2017. I think 2017 was the last time Alexide posted a video on YouTube before he just hasn't made videos ever since. So yeah, but even though he's not my number 1 favorite brony YouTuber anymore, he's still number 4 at least. I don't have a 5th favorite yet, but But anyway, that's all I got left to say. I know I took a little more long time to say what I needed to say in the end before I showcase all the photos that I'm about to show you guys now. But anyway, that's it, you guys. There's a couple of other bronies I will include. Like I said, I'm about to show you a slideshow of all the photos that I took along with Alex. Video photos that we took on my phone and his phone, and even photos that I took by myself without Alex. I'm about to show you all the photos. So I hope you guys enjoy this next slide as I'm about to show you everything that I got. Once again, Harmonycon this year. Chef's kiss. It was a success. Had a lot of fun. Hopefully me and Alex will go back again next year. I don't know, but we'll see. Because, I got to start attending this stuff more often. I mean, even though it would be awesome to attend other brony events that are happening in other places, but because they're not in Texas, that's the problem. But still, I got to start coming to Harmonycon more if there's possible chances. Because this is it's a fun activity. It's a fun way to get to meet other bronies and, to even, see some awesome cosplays, and even try to get people involved with our series, because one of the people that I'm about to show you in the photo that I took a photo with, we got to talk to her, and she has potentially had the idea about maybe participating in our series. Like, we talked to her about it when we met her at Harmonycon, and I had a pretty good conversation with her, and she says she might be interested and maybe wanted to participate, and, she found me on Discord, and I found her on Discord, and now, we could talk to each other now, so if she has any idea about maybe wanting to participate in our series, now she could talk to us about it, which is great. So, I mean, we're pretty good with the cast, I mean, we still could always use backup in case if, some people decide to step down, since I had to make some vlogs in the past letting you guys know about some people stepping down and us having to have new voice actors for some of the characters. And, we always got extra roles for in case when we do finally include those other characters, like the background characters and all that stuff you see in Canada High and all that stuff, because we do still have plans on including extra characters other than the main 7, but we just don't know when. But, there's always open space. There's always open roles for anyone, so anybody can still participate if they want to. But anyway, I'm done talking now. I'm going to go ahead and end it off right here as I'm about to now show you a slideshow of every single photo that I took at Harmonycon this year. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed Harmonycon if you did make it, and if you didn't, then that's all right. Maybe next year. I had a great time. It's definitely going to take me some time for me to forget about this. I might even remember it all year, just like I remember last year's Harmonycon. Because I remember when last year's Harmonycon was over, I remembered it for the whole year like it was yesterday. Even before I went to Harmonycon this past Saturday, I still remembered last year's Harmonycon like it was yesterday. I even watched a video from last year's Harmonycon the day before I went to the event, which was Friday, which was when Red Card recorded a video of the My Little Millionaire game show from last year. So that's how memorable last year's Harmonycon from 2023 still feels to me. So it's going to feel the same thing for this year's Harmonycon that I just got out of recently, too. But anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy the next set of photos I'll be showing you. Every single photo that I took at Harmonycon. Hope you guys like all the videos, all the photos that I'm about to show. Once again, another great success to Harmonycon. Alex and I had a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll be back again next year, maybe. Or I don't know. We'll see, because, you never know what could happen in life. But we'll see. Anyway, in regards to Real Will Meet the Quest Your Girls Episode 2, in case you guys are still asking about it, we still don't know when it's going to be released. Alex did show me a little bit about what he got done when we were on our way to Harmonycon Saturday, and we're still working on it. But it'll come very, very soon, so I know you guys have been waiting for quite some time, but, we have to take time to get this done and all that, because we don't want to stress some of the voice actors out if we're trying to ask too soon for, them to send lines in. We don't want to put pressure on them, so we're just having to be respectful and all that stuff. We're trying to be fair people, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and end this video off here, and I'm just now going to show you the rest of the video is just going to be a whole slideshow of pictures. I'm officially done now. Done talking. I'm out of here. So I'll see you guys next time in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And whenever episode 2 of Real Meets the Question Girls does come out, I hope you guys will be looking forward to it then. But I'm out. So once again, big success to Harmonycon. Lots of fun. And whenever I'm back with another video, I'll see you guys then. But until then, I'm just going to leave it off here. I'm not going to say any more. I'm just now going to let the rest of this video progress with a slideshow of every photo I took at Harmonycon. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you next time. Peace.